Tak dobrý den, já jsem Tom, jak Kateřina říkala, jsem Francouz. A budu vás ukázat ten observator, že mám v Chile. A jestli vám nevadí, já budu pokračovat anglicky, protože to bude lepší pro mě a samozřejmě pro vás taky. So this observatory is in Chile and I own it with friends. It's not the whole thing, but I will show you everything. I will start with the idea we had of building this observatory in Chile. I already had an observatory in Chile. It's this one, and it was dedicated. It's named APO, like Atacama Photographic Observatory, and it's dedicated to photography. And for the last few years, with friends, we discovered a few spots on our pictures, and we didn't know what it can be. So we just put them in our catalog, and it was meant to be PN, like planetary nebulae candidates. And so we discovered things, and the idea I had was to complete the circle and to be able, on my own, to tell myself and others what those candidates can be. So it can be planetary nebulae, of course, but it can be everything. So that was the beginning of the idea. So I was just thinking that maybe I should try to bring some people with me and do something new, a new observatory, in order to make spectroscopy of candidates and objects in the sky, and being able to analyze them and to tell what they can be. So it was 2 years ago. Those are my friends here. We are all French people, amateurs, living in France, mainly, for 4 of them, and me here in Prague. I live here. I am originally from Strasbourg, so it's not so far. And so we were together and we decided to start the building of this. I mean, building the ideas, to take ideas for this observatory. And so this is the group. There is, from left to right, as is it written, Pascal, Olivier, Stéphane, me, and Lionel. And we decided, of course, to go to Chile, because as you know, this is the best sky in the world. The weather is quite good. It's written here 320 clear nights, but that's written. It's maybe a little bit less, but it's still very good. And so we decided to go to Chile. It's here. So to give you an idea, Santiago is maybe here, and it's about 400 kilometers north. It's not in Atacama, because Atacama is starting quite here. So it's between Santiago and Atacama desert. And the conditions are very good there. It's a little bit in altitude, so the weather and the sky is even better. And so, as you see on the pictures, and it was also the first pictures I showed you, this place is called DSC, from this side, Chile, and it was built with French people. They decided to install their facilities, to put telescopes. So there are now, we can see here, 2 big buildings, and there is another one who is being built now. And there is no light pollution. It's a very good sky. It's also in altitude, as I said. You can see here the solar panel for electricity. We cannot see it here, but there is 4G internet connection, so we can connect ourselves to the computer who is there and then take our data back to Europe, etc. And so it's here, and the picture is on the bottom, and we have some neighbors very famous in north, for example, as you can see. And these pictures This picture here is the view we can see from this point, from the DSC observatory. So we can see LSST, Gemini, and SOAR telescopes. So just before talking about the setup, I will just tell you that we decided to create everything about 2 years ago. But a few months after that, the COVID came to us, and it quite blocked everything. Because we planned to, so it was the beginning of 2020, we bought everything and we wanted to go there to Chile ourselves and to set up the things and to install everything by ourselves. But in March, the COVID came and blocked everything, so we were not able to go there. So we were waiting for a few months, almost a year actually, to see if the situation there and here in Europe can get better, but it didn't. So we decided to send everything to Chile by boat and to ask the guys there to set up everything for us. So it was a shame for us because we really wanted to go there, but we just now have to wait a little bit. So what we decided to take as a scope is a RC 12 inches telescope, this one, and a very big, I mean for us because we are all amateurs, so this mount is quite very big for us, but we decided to take it bigger in order to let us some possibilities in the future. So it means that it can hold at least 100 kilos, and this setup here is not that heavy, so we can increase and put some more material if we want. The other idea was to take an LP 600. I don't know if you know this spectroscope. It's a very small one. You can see it here. This is this little box here. It's very small, but it's also very effective and it's very stable. So it means that you don't need to set up it all the time or every week or every month, depending on the temperature or the weather of everything. So it's perfect for remote control. And we also have two cameras, so the science camera and the guiding one. It's just ATIX cameras, very known. We also put a finder scope here. It's more, I would say it's more now for fun. So we can take some pictures of the fields we are analyzing. But I think in the future, the next few months, we will improve this part of the setup to put something more, if I can say, serious. So below the scope, below the mount, we have the electrical part. So we have a computer here and all the electric things that allow us to control the mount and everything remotely. So it means that, as I said, the solar panels are giving us electricity here, and then we take it, we send it everywhere, and we can control every switch with this box. You can take control of this box by Ethernet and then open all the switches and all the doors to control the setup, all the setup. For the software part, this is the IPX800 that we use for the switches. So this is the window we can see here on our computer, so we can just open or close every door in order to put electricity or not into the things. And so we can control everything from this panel. And then for the acquisition with the cameras, we are using Prism. It's a French software. It's very good because we can do almost everything with Prism. So it means that we can control the cameras, the guiding, we can reduce a part of the pictures and everything. And a member of the team, Stefan, is also working on Prism, so he's able to put some new things new stuff when we ask him to do. So it's quite practical for us. So our field, our goal is mainly, I will say, to work about PN candidates, because as I said, that was my first idea, to be able to confirm or not what I was finding on my pictures. So that was my main idea. And I am working on PN candidates with Lionel and Pascal. We are three of us in the team, mainly. And Olivier and Stéphane, the two others, are more about BE stars, because there is I would say, huge community in France who is working on BE stars. And there is also a huge community in France who is working on PN candidates. So that's what we do. And also, we can very often do symbiotics and cataclysmic stars when Yaroslav is asking us to analyze something. So that's what we do mainly. But as we are amateurs, as we can do whatever we want, whenever we want, we can also change the program and analyze or do spectroscopy about transient events. So it means that when something interesting is happening in the sky or is coming to us, we can just switch our targets to novae, new things. And so what we want to do with with our data is to share our work between us, amateurs, and professionals. That's the idea, because we don't do it just for ourselves, but also to be able to do the best we can to give professionals good data for them to improve their scripts and data and everything. So we are trying to do whatever we can to do the best to share what we do. And this is, of course, the Pro-Am collaboration. So in June 2021, it was in May, last May, we were able to do the first spectrum with our setup. So for an easy target, we just took a BE star, and we were, all of us, the 5 of us, connected to the computer there in Chile, and we just shared a session together to see the first light of the telescope and of the cameras and everything. So it was a nice moment for us, because we were waiting for maybe 1.5 years at least to be able to produce this first spectrum. And I will just show you some results, just a few of them. As I told you, we do mainly PN candidates, and this one is called MULPRE-1. It's for Mulatto and Presgaard, the two guys who discovered it. And most of the objects we can find are located in South Hemisphere. So it's very difficult to take spectra of them when we are here in Europe. So being in Chile, in the South Hemisphere, allows us to take those spectra and to analyze whatever we want. So this one, as you cannot see because it's not written, so it's in the south, of course. And it's so it was a candidate when we took this spectra. And now we can see nice signs here and here, of course, of what can probably be a planetary nebula. We, as amateurs, are just doing the spectra, and we are not going too far in the analysis, because we are not able to say, and we don't have all the tools to pretend that it can be or it is a planetary nebula. So we just take the spectra, make some comments, and then we sent everything to, for this example, to Hong Kong, to Quentin Parker, and he's the guy, the professional who is working with us to go further in the investigations. So this one is very clear and very nice because there is almost no noise, it's very clear. But as you can see here, sometimes it's quite more difficult. The gap here is one of my candidates because I am Thomas Petit, so the PE here, it's me. And with my two friends, we discovered this in Chile, of course, in 2015. So it's quite a long time ago, but we were not able to say if it's something like a PN or something else. We didn't know. But now, as I told you, with the idea of closing the circle, I just was able to make this spectrum by myself with my second observatory and to obtain this nice emission line here and this one here. I mean, there are two of them here, this one and this one. So I can not tell you this is a PN for sure, but I can tell you that it's showing some PN characteristics. And maybe in a few weeks or few months, it will be told us that yes, this is a PN or not, maybe this is something else. But for myself, as an amateur, I did what I wanted to do from the beginning. I mean, discovering this thing and being able to make the spectrum and to send it to professionals. Oops. This is another result we did, like a symbiotic star. Yeah, so you can see the noise is quite low and we have some nice emission lines and it's quite clear. And another thing, BE star, it's quite clear. You can see the whole thing here. So it's everything, of course, taken from Chile and from the South Hemisphere. And thanks to Jaroslav, once again, we already have a few publications, I mean ATELs, and it's very grateful for us because we are working hard, we are giving time to this project, and when we can see that our work as amateurs is seen by professionals as a good work, it's very good because we just want to improve and to continue, and we can understand that we are in the good way to do that. So we already had 3 ATELs, and we hope we will have many more and maybe publications and etc. And in the future, I mean close future, because it should be 2022, we hope once again we'll be able to go there in Chile. So I cross my fingers because it's not done yet. And we would like to go there to improve the setup by putting a new spectroscope. This is the eShell. So we would go, I mean, we would keep the ALPI 600 with 600 resolution on one side, and we would just add this eShell with as higher resolution on the other side. So it would allow us to do some low resolution spectroscopy and at the same time high resolution spectroscopy. But when I say at the same time, it means on the same setup. It means that we wouldn't shoot the same target with both spectroscopes at the same time. So this spectroscope, the eShell that you saw, has been partly financed by the LESIA. This is a laboratory close to Paris Observatory, and the lady there just wanted to help us So she was giving us not money, but she was participating to the buying the spectroscope. And we still need to find the other half of the amount to be able to complete the whole setup. And so here it's showing the helpers we have. It can be, this one here, the first one, this is a bank where we have our account, so they decided just to help us a little bit. And we also have brands, for the setup, like Cheliac is building spectroscopes in France. Optic Unterlinden is selling material like the mount or telescopes. This Deep Sky Chile is the place where we are in Chile, etc., etc. And we are working also with the CNRS in France, University of Pisa in Italy. I don't know, maybe you know here Steve Shore. He was working here for a few years ago, so he's the guy who was helping us here. And so on. So sometimes there are big companies who can help us, and sometimes just individuals. And as I talk about individuals, a way to help us, help because it's always about money. We are 5, of course, but we always need a little bit more money to improve the setup and to pay the loan, etc. So everyone, all of you and everyone everywhere can help us by giving us money, and we can offer t-shirts like the one I have here when someone is giving us some money. So that's how it works also. And it's almost over. I'm just showing you so this is the place. As I told you, there are 2 buildings now, a smaller one here, but and they are building another one, third one. So every building is almost full inside, maybe I would say between 10 and 15 setups. And they are building new ones to be able to take more of them. And so it's working perfectly. We take the control by internet. The roofs are opening themselves when the night is coming, closing when the night is gone, etc., etc., and it's working very well. And one more thing about 2 spots. As you can see it means Thorsen Spectroscopic Project Observatory Team, but it's also our names like Stéphane, Pascal, Olivier, and me, Tom. And when you say 2 spots in French, it also means all friends. So when you say 2 spots, it's all friends. So it means that more than spectroscopy, more than astronomy, it's a team of friends who are making something together, who are enjoying the thing we do, and it's just about, not just, but mainly about friendship. So, and there is just one last slide, and it's over. Thank you very much. Have a good day.